So I guess in last lecture we have completed with the calculation of wind load. Is it? I think wind load calculation we have completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So this way we have the intermediate nodal wind load and at the end of the node at 0 degree and at 90 degree. So this all calculation we have, and at last we have now the dead load, live load and wind load, right? So if this is your truss, right, I'm drawing only the half part. Right, so at this node, this is the node, intermediate node. So at this intermediate node, wind load is also acting, live load is also acting, and dead load is also acting. Now this dead load and live load are vertically downward load, right? So that will act vertically downward like this, vertically downward like this, right? And this wind load is a suction load, so which is acting perpendicular to your surface. So the perpendicular to your surface is like this. So this is my wind load. Clear everyone? Right. So over here these are the wind load which is perpendicular to the surface, and these are the dead load and live load. Right. Now the code has given the load combination, right? Because all this load you are not applying or you are not considering acting on the same way, right? So what we can do is we can go for the load combination, right? So the load combinations we require to do. Now for the load combinations, if you remember in IS 456, so this is IS 456. So here in this IS 456, the load combinations are given from table number 18, right? So if you can see, I have discussed this table also at the time of beam design. That load combinations for the three main type of load are dead load plus imposed load means live load. So the partial safety factor for dead load plus live load is given as 1.5. So this dead load plus live load, the partial safety factor is 1.5. Then second type of load is dead load plus wind load. So this is dead load plus wind load. Right, now if you can see over here, this dead load plus wind load is having two type of partial safety factor. One is for dead load, the partial safety factor is 1.5. For wind load is also 1.5. Right, so here the first load combination will form that dead load plus wind load is 1.5. Now the second combination will come as dead load. Now here the dead load partial safety factor is 0.9. So over here 0.9 dead load plus, now for wind load again the partial safety factor is 1.5. So 1.5 wind load. Right, so this will form the third combination. Then fourth combination is along with dead load, live load and wind load all together, and the partial safety factor is 1.2. So here partial safety factor is 1.2. So over here dead load plus live load plus wind load. So basically there are four load combination that we require to do for the wind load analysis. Dead load plus live load 1.5, dead load plus wind load 1.5, 0.9 dead load plus 1.5 wind load, and 1.2 dead load plus live load plus wind load. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So the very first combination we will do over here is 1.5 dead load plus live load. Then second combination will be 1.5 dead load plus wind load. Then third combination will need to take as 0.9 dead load plus 1.5 wind load. And the fourth combination we require to do is 1.2 dead load plus live load plus wind load. Right. Now among all these four, this fourth number combination will not give the maximum result or maximum stresses compared with these three, because this dead load and live load are vertically downward, right, and here the wind load is perpendicular to it. So this combination will not give that much of stress value. If you want, you can do analysis and you can find the stresses, but it won't give the highest stresses in the member with respect to this combination. So generally these three combinations are to be considered for the analysis purpose: dead load live load, or dead load wind load, or this dead load plus wind load with different coefficient value, right? So once you have all this dead load, live load and wind load values separately, what you require to do is you require to do the load combination. You require to prepare one table where you have member, right? Then after you have load combination 1, then you have load combination 2, then you have load combination 3, just 3, and if you wish you can do load combination 4 also, right? So here in this member, if we talk about members, so here the members are, if you can see over here, these are the members A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, all this is known as principal rafter, right? This is the bottom chord member, and this all are the strut or the ties, right? So all these member are getting the stress due to this application of load, right? So all these members you require to do the calculation, or you require to do the analysis. So here you can write in like AB member or BC member, right? ABBC, or this member BB member. So like that you require to write this AB over here, then A small b, like this. And for this all member, with respect to this forces, with respect to load combination, you will get the stresses value for all this load combination, right? As this is a lengthy process, manually it will take much time, so you require to go with the software to perform this analysis, right? So any of the software you can use, either SAP or STAD, to find the stresses in the member with respect to all these three load combination. And among all these three load combination or four load combination, whichever combination will give the maximum value. Say for example, here in AB, this four, among these four load combination, this will give the maximum positive value and this will give the maximum negative value, right? So that you require to consider for the further process. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you will get number of stresses from all four load combination. Now, if you remember your analysis fundamental, analysis of truss fundamental, at that time, if you remember, You have been given with the forces or the load applied to the truss member, and say for example over here, this is your A point, this is your B point, this is your C point, this is one of the member of the truss, this one is the angle, and if you require to find the forces in AB member and forces in AC member. So initially what you are doing, you are assuming that AB member is having this kind of compression force and this AC is having tension force like this, right? Then after you are doing the method of section or method of joint and you are finding the forces in AB member and forces in AC member. Generally for the tension we are assuming negative sign, for compression we are assuming positive sign. So if by calculating forces in AB member, if you are this is the signature of tension or compression.
First one compression and second
This
tension.
is compression and this one is tension. So by the same value, for what this, if you are getting positive value, that what mean that force in AB is in compression, right? And if in AC, if you are getting again positive value, but you have assumed the tension, right? So that will give the different side. Like that you can consider whatever is the assumption. If you assume this compression in tension, same sign convention you are getting, then whatever assumption is correct. Otherwise you need to change. Like that you can get the forces in members, right? And here also in this condition, for this AB member you will get both this force, compression force also you will get, and you will get negative I mean the tension force also, because here your wind load, dead load, live load, all load combinations are coming, right? So for that all load combination you will get the tension stress also in your member and compression stress also in your member. But if uh, if uh, tension force is more or compression force is more, for that what you require to do, you require to do the design of this member. Say for example design of member AB. Now I am doing the design for member AB. I am getting the forces, right? Getting the forces in this member AB, load combination 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now among all these 4, this load combination 1 and 2 are the positive value, say just assumption, right? And load combination 3 and 4 are the negative value. So from these two positive value, this is the maximum value, and from this negative value, this is the maximum value. So I will choose this value. Say for example, the axial compression force is equal to, axial compression force means positive. Say for example here it is 100 kilonewton, just for the assumption, right? And over here I'm getting negative sign means axial tension force is equal to, say for example 120 kilonewton, right? So this is my member design. For this stress I require to do the member design. Member design means which member I will provide over here at AB section, right? So this is 100 kilometer, this is 120 kilometer. So the actual practice is that you don't have to consider whatever is the maximum value, for that you require to do the design. No, if this is compression force means you require to do the design for compression member that we did in class. Compression member design you required to do. Are you getting this?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now what is compression member design? that you require to ultimately find that your P is less than PD, right? So you require to choose such a section that will give this kind of design, right? Then after you, if you start with the compression member design, right? So P is less than PD, right? Say for example, you have choose ISA 90 by 90 by 8. So now this 90 by 90 by 8 is giving safer design for the compression member, is a compression member, right? Then after the same section for ISA 90 by 90 by 8, you require to check whether this section will give the safer design as tension member or not. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So if this member ISA 90 by 90 by 8, if it gives safer design for both compression and both compression and tension, then and then you can say that in this AB member for this particular length, I will provide ISA 90 by 90 by 8. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And this is your top code member. So you require to do the design such a way that all these member will have same cross section. I mean same member 90 by 90 by 8. आपने देखा होगा ट्रस्ट में. Same member is throughout at the top code member. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so you require to see the each and every member force. BC का force भी देखो, CD का force देखो, DE का force देखो और check करो. A single section will give the safer design for full of your top code member here. So that same member you can provide throughout the top code part. Is it clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so this you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
done for the design of member AB means top code member. आपने ये top code member का design कर लिया. Right, now this top code member design will give same design over here also. तो आपका ये ऊपर का member का design हो गया. Clear everyone? Same way.
Yes, ma'am.
Same way आपको ये bottom code member का design करना है. आपको ये बॉटम कोड मेंबर का डिजाइन करना है. ठीक है, सेम प्रोसेस. ए बी सेक्शन, पहले ए बी ले लो. ए बी में कौन सा स्ट्रेस आता है, कंप्रेशन का, टेंशन का. नाउ स्टार्ट योर डिजाइन विथ वन ऑफ द वन डिजाइन. कंप्रेशन से स्टार्ट करो या टेंशन से स्टार्ट करो. देन आफ्टर चेक फॉर द अदर फोर्स ऑल्सो. And if it is giving the safe design, then that member you can provide throughout the length. For all these forces, ये सब forces को भी satisfy होना चाहिए. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Then same way you require to do for this tie member also, strut member also. ये सभी member के लिए. Right. So इसके लिए आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, पहले ये member ले लो. ये मेंबर के ऊपर कौन सा टेंशन फोर्स हो रहा है, कौन सा कंप्रेशन हो रहा है, डिजाइन करो, सेक्शन डिफाइन करो. नाउ सेम सेक्शन इज एप्लीकेबल ओवर हियर और नॉट, दैट यू रिक्वायर टू चेक. सेम सेक्शन इज एप्लीकेबल ओवर हियर और नॉट, दैट यू रिक्वायर टू चेक. थिकनेस चेंज करना पड़े तो थिकनेस चेंज करो, सेक्शन सेम रखो. 90 बाई 90 बाई 8 की जगह 10 करना पड़े तो वो करो. राइट, बट यू रिक्वायर टू गिव द ऑप्टिमम डिजाइन so that the it will give the economy design. Clear everyone? And why economy design? Because अगर आपने अलग अलग section लिए तो at the time of erection it will be difficult for the layman person to do all this uh, uh, cutting and connection. So you require to make such a section which will give the safer design for all of the member of the truss. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
right? Now, once you define your section for all these trust member, then after you required to do the connection design. Connection design में आपको क्या चाहिए? What you required for the connection design? Can anyone tell me? Because that is also completed in your class. If I want to do the connection design for this, so this is the member, right? I want to do connection for this over here and over here. What you required for this?
Gusset plate.
Gusset plate.
No, gusset plate, but initially what you required for the connection design?
Section kaya kaya છે?
Force.
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 You required force, right? So here you required force, that what is the force acting? What is force acting over here? From this member, which one is the force acting? Tension, compression, like that you required to define first, right? So from analysis you will get this data, right? Then after you required to do the design, connection design. Connection design में क्या आता है? You required to do the gusset plate design. You required to find the number of bolt or the length of the weld,
Yes.
right? So from that you can get the idea like this. So आपको अगर member दिखाना है, I will show you the detailing part. I think you have done all this thing in your connection design, right? So this is showing the thickness like this. Then you required to show the center line. हाँ, ये सब करवाया है ना आपको? यहाँ का भी सेंटर लेना है
Yes.
आपको, राइट? जो जहाँ पे मीट होगा वो लेना है आपको. देन आफ्टर द gusset plate design connection like this. So I will show you at the end. So this way you require to do the connection design also. Clear everyone?
Clear, ma'am.
Huh? So this comes into the analysis and design of truss. Members. Truss members means your top chord member, your bottom chord member, then this all ties, right? So all this and analysis and design, this way you required to do, right? I am not going to do all this thing because we don't have analysis result with us, right? And second thing, you have already done the compression member design and tension member design separately in the lecture. So you are aware about how to do compression design, how to do tension design. So we are not going to waste time for doing this calculation. And third thing, you have already done the connection design also. So we are not going into the connection part again and again, right? So these three things you require to do by yourself, right? In the tutorial hours, you can do the practice of this calculation and do the sample calculation. Sample calculation means sample calculation of top chord member, sample calculation of bottom chord member, sample calculation of this tie member. So these three sample calculation you require to do, not the whole. And do I mean choose such a section like अगर आप इतना सेक्शन ले लो तो इतने सेक्शन में जितना भी आपका मेंबर्स आ रहा है उस सबका डिजाइन आपके पास होना चाहिए सो दैट यू कैन शो द कनेक्शन डिजाइन ऑल्सो. क्लियर एवरीवन? ट्यूटोरियल में आपको क्या करना है?
Yes, ma'am.
आपको ऐसा कोई सेक्शन लेना है, कनेक्शन लेना है और वो ही कनेक्शन जो भी आपने कनेक्शन लिया है उसके सराउंडिंग जितने भी मेंबर्स है वो मेंबर की डिजाइन करो सो दैट यू कैन हैव योर कनेक्शन डिजाइन ऑल्सो, राइट? So this way you require to do the analysis and design of member, truss member. Now the next part will be the design of purlin, because that will place above your top chord member, right? So the next will be design of purlin. Now what is design of purlin? See, this is your truss. This one is the angle, right? Now say for example, this is your node point. This is also your node point. This is also node point. And on this node point, the purlins are placed. Say for example, channel section purlin. Right. So if this is your truss and here is the second truss, right? So these purlins are connected with this two truss member. Clear everyone? So this is your purlin, right? Now three sections you can choose for the purlin. One is the angle section, unequal angle section, right? Angle section. If unequal angle section is not giving the safer design, then you can go with the channel section. And if both this will not give the safer design, then after you can go with the tie section. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now this purlin is designed as a flexure member. Flexure member design or beam, steel beam. Right, why? Because this is the length of purlin. Right. Over this purlin, which load is acting? Over this purlin, the load of roof material will act. That is in terms of dead load, some live load and wind load. Right, so that is acting on the purlin. And it is acting in terms of UDL load. Right, in terms of UDL load means over here on this purlin, this is the UDL load acting throughout the length. Right, so this is length, this is UDL load in terms of kilonewton per meter. Right, so this is same like a beam which is having two supports. So two supports over here for the purlin are first support at this truss, second support at this truss. So these are the two truss and this one is the load. Now this load is in terms of dead load, live load and wind load, and this is the purlin length, and you require to do the design as per bending, because this purlin will give the design for the bending. This purlin will bend because this is the flexure member, right? So we require to do the purlin design as a flexure member, right? And somewhere to support the purlin in lateral direction, sag rods are also provided like this. I think I have shown this sag rod in one of the video, if you remember. Right. So for the lateral restraint condition, the sag rods are provided to resist the lateral direction. So this is called the sag rods, right? So that is the connection between one rod is there which will connect your purlin in lateral direction. right? So the amount of bending will reduce. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Yes. So this is the design of purlin. Now, as I discussed that in design of purlin, you require to consider dead load, live load, and wind load. So this dead load, live load, and wind load will act on the purlin. Now, how the forces are to be considered for the purlin, that we are going to see. So this is your purlin. Drawing the channel section for the easy purpose. Right. So this is my purlin. Now CG line of this purlin is, channel section is over here and this is over here, right? I am drawing this view, right? So this is your ZZ axis, this is your YY axis. You can say ZZ or XX also. Steel table, in steel table it is given ZZ, that's why I have written ZZ, right? Now the loads are acting on the purlin, dead load, live load, and wind load. Now how it acts? Now dead load and wind load, sorry, dead load and live load is vertically downward. Vertically downward means this load is acting like this. Clear, everyone? On this node point, right? So over here, the vertically downward load is like this. So this is your dead load or live load. Clear, everyone? This is vertically downward load.
Yes, ma'am.
Act at the CG of your purlin because you are designing purlin. So whatever the load acting on the purlin, that should be passed from the CG of the section. So CG of the section, this load is vertically downward. So this is the downward force. And your wind load. Now wind load is perpendicular to your surface. Means over here, if I draw, then the wind load will act in this direction as per our last figure. If you can see this is the vertically, I mean perpendicular. So if I draw that, so that will like this. So this is my wind load. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, now see the wind load and dead load, one is vertically downward, one is perpendicular. So you require to do the load combination in terms of the load parallel to the slope and load perpendicular to the slope. Then you can make the load combination as dead load plus live load and dead load plus wind load. Am I clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So to do the load combination, the forces must be in same nature, right? Now here the forces we require to do. Now over here, uh, the theta angle, we require to see this angle. What will be this angle? What will be this angle? Same as this slope, right? Your theta is equal to slope of roof, right? So now you can do the transformation of dead load live load on this slope. So that will be like this, and over here this will be like this. So what will be this? Dead load or live load. What will be this angle?
90 minus all theta.
Sine or cos? This is the angle, same theta angle. Right, if you do by this or this, both will give the same value.
મેમ બેને થીટા કઈ રીતે થાય?
તમે આ રીતે ડ્રો કરો ને, like this or this. Is it clear? See this. If I want to know then I can do this. And other forces over here. Right. So this will give the dead load or live load. Sine or cos?
સાઈન.
Dead load or live load. Right? So this
Yes.
way you can do the transformation. Right? So dead load plus live load, both this you require to do normal to the slope and parallel to the slope. How to do, I will show you. And for dead load and wind load, now see, load combination dead load plus wind load. Now for dead load plus wind load, normal to the slope. Normal means perpendicular. Normal to the slope, you will get dead load and like this, wind load plus dead load into cos theta. And dead load plus wind load parallel to slope. What is that value? Wind load parallel है? नहीं है. Wind load is not parallel to the slope. So only the value will be dead load cos theta. Are you getting this?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So this way you will get two load combination, one for dead load plus live load, second dead load plus wind load. You are required to do design of purlin for both these forces. पहले हम चेक करेंगे डेड लोड और लाइव लोड के लिए कौन सा एंगल आता है, फिर हम चेक करेंगे डेड लोड और विंड लोड के लिए कौन सा एंगल आता है, एंड देन आफ्टर वी विल सी दैट what will be the final angle to be provided as a purlin. We'll do the bending or the flexure design. So flexure design में चलो मुझे बताओ आपका कंप्लीट हो गया है. फ्लेक्चर डिज़ाइन में मेन क्या चेक करते हैं इन फ्लेक्चर डिज़ाइन? फ्लेक्चर में मेन क्या चेक करते हैं कोई भी बीम की डिज़ाइन में, स्टील बीम की डिज़ाइन में? आपका हो गया है ना बीम डिज़ाइन?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ तो बोलो. जैसे कॉलम की डिज़ाइन में हमने यहाँ पे देखा था, इन कंप्रेशन मेंबर यू नीड टू चेक P is less than PD. Like in beam, steel beam design, what you require to check? वो स्टील बीम किसके लिए आपको चेक करना है, कौन से फेलियर के लिए आपको चेक करना है स्टील बीम? देखो आपने एलिमेंट्री डिजाइन इज कंप्लीटेड इन योर क्लास. एलिमेंट्री डिजाइन in terms of bolted design, welded design, tension member design, compression member design, steel beam design. So this all chapters are completed in your class. Now the structure is going on. So structure is made up with element only. So यहाँ पर बीम की डिजाइन आपने जो स्टील बीम की डिजाइन की है वैसे ही हम पर्लिन की डिजाइन करने वाले हैं. Now tell me what you have done in beam design, steel beam design. कुछ याद है? चेक फॉर shear कैपेसिटी किया था आपने.
यस मैम.
और दूसरा चेक फॉर मोमेंट कैपेसिटी किया था.
यस मैम.
याद आया. और लास्ट में आपने क्या किया था? चेक फॉर डिफ्लेक्शन. ठीक है. स्टील बीम हो या रेनफोर्स कंक्रीट बीम हो, बीम है मतलब उसका शेयर फोर्स आएगा, उसका बेंडिंग मोमेंट आएगा और उसका डिफ्लेक्शन आएगा. राइट. रेनफोर्स कंक्रीट बीम हो तो भी शेयर फोर्स के लिए आपको डिजाइन करना होता है, बेंडिंग मोमेंट के लिए डिजाइन करना होता है, चेक फॉर डिफ्लेक्शन करना होता है. यहाँ पर भी स्टील बीम में भी whatever section you have taken, for that section you required to check for the shear capacity, whether that section can resist the shear, whether that section can resist the moment, whether the section is safe in deflection or not. Clear everyone? See, you required to make your fundamental clear. Elementary design clear होना चाहिए. Structure design is only the concept, only the load path mechanism you required to understand. Other than structure की design में भी elementary ही design आती है. In reinforced concrete multi-story building design also, multi-story building design पूरा एक structure है लेकिन उसमें elementary design आती है. So if you are not familiar with elementary design, then it will be difficult for you to understand the whole structure design. Right. So this way we will do the design of purlin. Now here, see, this is the member forces I have in each and every member. Right. AB member में dead load, live load is 0, wind load 1.6, wind load and end. On side and end means end panel and intermediate. Right. NBC member, DE member, all these members I have dead load and live load. Or the forces for dead load forces, live load forces, wind load forces I have. Then after I can do the load combination. Just I have discussed that how to do load combinations over here. Right. So this load combination you required to do. Then after you required to make this type of table and you required to do the design. So we are not going into that part. Directly we will start with the design of purlin. Right. Now in this design of purlin, span of purlin. So over here our truss is having span of purlin as 6 meter. See, all the trusses are placed at 6 meter distance. Right. ये पहला truss है. This 25 meter truss. Then after second 25 meter truss, then third, like this, and the distance between these two is 6 meter. So the span of the purlin is 6 meter. Are you getting this? ये देखो यहाँ पर.
यस मैम.
यहाँ पे एक दूसरा truss होगा. Right. So this span, this is 6 meter. So span of purlin is 6 meter. So I have written this 6 meter over here. Then spacing of purlin. Now what is spacing of purlin? That also we have. Purlin कहाँ पे होगा? एक यहाँ पे होगा, यहाँ पे होगा, यहाँ पे होगा. So we require to know the spacing of purlin. Clear? So spacing of purlin is also with us. 1.275. कैसा आया 1.275? ये लेंथ पहले फाइंड कर लो. उसके डिवाइड बाय नंबर ऑफ पैनल्स, ठीक है। सो दैट विल गिव द 1.275 something value. Then dead load. Now here the dead load is already available with us. If you see the first over here, the roof load, fixing and service. So this 0.210 kilonewton per meter square load is already available with us. Right, so that load in terms of per meter square we required. Per meter square we require. We don't have to multiply with area that we did in the dead load calculation. So roof load we required to do. So roof load calculation of roof load in terms of kilonewton per meter square is given. Then after live load, again we have live load also. In this calculation, if you see the live load value we have in terms of kilonewton per meter square, 0.724 kilonewton per meter square. Right, so that live load value also we have 0.724 kilonewton per meter square. Then we required wind pressure also in terms of kilonewton per meter square. So wind pressure value also we have, if you remember, this is the equation to find the design wind pressure, and we have design wind pressure 1.325 kilonewton per meter square. So that value we have 1.325 kilonewton per meter square. Now minus sign because this is the opposite to the sign or the suction value. That's why I have written minus 1.325 kilonewton per meter square. Yes, any doubt in the preliminary requirement of purlin design?
No, ma'am.
Right, so if separate purlin design is asked, then this all data will be given to you. This data will be given to you.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. Chalo. Now very first requirement is to do the load combination, because you have dead load, live load, wind pressure all together. So the two load combination we require to do basically, one is dead load plus live load and second one is dead load plus wind load. Right. Now dead load plus live load. So 0.210 plus 0.724. So this is dead load plus live load in terms of kilonewton per meter square. Now as I discussed this part over here, that we require to do the load in terms of normal to slope and parallel to slope. Right. So that calculation is made over here. That dead load plus live load parallel to the slope. Now see over here, dead load plus live load parallel to the slope. So parallel to the slope is 0.934 into sine theta. This is your theta value, angle of truss. Right. So in calculation, we have this slope of roof 11.30. So that 11.30 we have applied over here. Right. Now we required the forces in terms of UDL. As I discussed, this we required in terms of UDL. Right. Now this load, dead load and live load is applied throughout this length. So you require to multiply the spacing of the purlin. Are you getting this? 1.275? 1.275 is spacing of purlin. Right. So this load is applied throughout this 1.275 length. Like this. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Same way, dead load plus live load normal to the slope. तो normal to the slope क्या होगा? Normal to the slope cos theta, right? So 0.934 into cos theta. Again per meter length में चाहिए, so multiply with spacing. So that will give the dead load plus live load. Clear? Same way for wind load. Dead load plus wind load. तो dead load plus wind load पैरेलल टू स्लोप. पैरेलल टू द स्लोप क्या होगा? देखो ये विंड लोड है और ये है आपका डेड लोड. पैरेलल टू द स्लोप में विंड लोड नहीं आएगा, सो ओनली डेड लोड 0.210 इंटू साइन 11.3, और उसको पर मीटर में करना हो तो यहाँ पे मैंने 1.275 को मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, सो दिस विल गिव द किलोमीटर पर मीटर। एंड डेड लोड प्लस विंड लोड नॉर्मल टू द स्लोप, तो यहाँ पे देखो नॉर्मल टू द स्लोप में क्या आएगा, विंड लोड भी आएगा और कॉस थीटा आएगा, तो विंड लोड इंटू कॉस थीटा, तो माइनस 1.119 किलोमीटर पर मीटर स्क्वायर, और मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1.275 करोगे, यू विल गेट दिस 1.4267 किलोमीटर पर मीटर। क्लियर एवरीवन?
क्लियर मैम।
Right. Okay, so initially we have calculated dead load and live load, sorry, dead load, live load and wind load calculation, and see parallel to slope and perpendicular to the slope, that means यहाँ पे हम देखेंगे, देखो पैरेलल टू द स्लोप एंड परपेंडिकुलर टू द स्लोप हमने क्यों किया है, बिकॉज we required to find the shear capacity, moment capacity for z direction also and for y direction also, right? तो जो भी parallel है for shear capacity, parallel means SFZ MZ, shear capacity perpendicular or the normal to slope means SFY and MY, है ना। सेक्शन हमें एक्स और वाई दोनों डायरेक्शन में हमें चेक करना है वेदर इट इज गिविंग द सेफर डिजाइन और नॉट। क्लियर एवरीवन?
यस मैम।
राइट, चलो तो हमारा मतलब फाइनल क्या होगा, ये सपोज चैनल सेक्शन है, तो एक यहाँ पे ऐसा फोर्स हम फाइंड करेंगे, फोर्स ये फोर्स यहाँ पे आएगा, ये एक्सिस पे, एक फोर्स ये एक्सिस पे आएगा, हमें चेक करना है शेयर कैपेसिटी, मोमेंट कैपेसिटी फॉर बोथ दिस फोर्स, और बोथ दिस फोर्स के लिए अगर ये चैनल सेक्शन जो भी लिया होगा मैंने वो सेफ डिज़ाइन देता है कि नहीं देता है, दैट इज द थिंग, राइट। चलो, सो वी विल कंटिन्यू दिस पार्ट, shear capacity calculation, moment capacity calculation in next lecture. So probably in next lecture we will try to finish our purlin design. Okay?
Okay.
चलो।